So you made six figures at 18 in network marketing?
And then I spent it all. And I never made that type of money. I went to the clubs, trips, private jets, made really bad investments that I put myself in tens of thousands in debt. I had to go on YouTube, just find opportunities of how to make money with having no money. And I found real estate wholesale. Let's say you don't have much money to spend on marketing. You have to get creative, right? So it's like, well, if I don't have any marketing dollars to refer more people, I'm gonna tap into whoever Jalen knows. And hey, Jalen, who do you know that might need this product, right? And then we start tapping into his network and then tapping into their network. And it's like, it just becomes an endless network of.
First move, when you say like you made $300,000 in one weekend, what business did you actually?
Forex automation.
Okay.
Forex automation. You always have to keep an open mind, but obviously evaluate the opportunity, make sure that it makes sense for you. And as long as it makes logical sense, dude, I'm always going to take advantage of a good opportunity.
And so what's the play right now? What's the opportunity?
Man, we're heavily focused on.
He grew up in Cali and took a risk most entrepreneurs were scared to take. Today we're going over an entrepreneur's story who turned knowledge into millions, and we're going over money, mindset, and knowledge. I got my guy Juan in here, bro. How you doing, bro?
Pleasure to be here, man. Thank you for having me. And again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Juan Mancera. I'm a multi-seven-figure entrepreneur. I've made $10 million in my own personal business, and I've been able to help generate over $30 million in the online high-ticket digital space. So, but besides that, though, I'm very proud of being a disciple of God's kingdom. Like, that's what I'm most proud of. And just my purpose today really is just helping people change their lives in every way possible. Besides just getting closer to God, it's helping them change their lives physically, because again, that will help them stay disciplined in every other aspect of their life, and also financially, because they got to make fruits and, change their family's legacy. So that's really my purpose now.
That's solid. Hey, it's an all-in podcast, and like what he just said is just very, very important, because God is everything. Everything is vain without God. Nothing matters, right? And another thing, this is one of my mentors. I paid this guy 20 racks before. So when I'm telling y'all, like, this all-in podcast gonna give y'all value, like, this is who I'm paying big bucks to. So if I'm paying big bucks to him, they gotta be on something, right? So we got a lot of good value for y'all in this podcast. But to start off, bro, I know you said you grew up in Cali. I thought you grew up in San Antonio, but pretty much, like, what part of Cali did you grow up in?
San Francisco. So not a lot going on there. I didn't really have many people that had the same mindset there, but, I had to make it out one way or another. So I had to that's why I moved out of Cali and put myself in a different environment.
Gotcha. So San Francisco wasn't the best environment for you?
I just didn't have many people that had the same mindset, so I started surrounding myself with people that did, and I couldn't really find that in Cali, so again, I had to extract myself out of there.
Got you. So when you grew up in Cali and you moved to San Antonio, was that like when you were a teenager, when you was a kid, or?
Oh man, that? So no, that was actually, I was about 21 years old.
Okay.
But everything really started in Cali. And the reason I moved to San Antonio was, one, the mindset thing, and also, again, just not having like people that thought the same around me, and two, I just really wanted to get out of Cali in general, bro. Cali's not the best place to live at. It's beautiful, but taxes and a whole bunch of stuff. I had also a relationship that ended at that time, so I just needed to get away completely.
Got you. When did your entrepreneurship journey start? Was it in Cali, or was it somewhere else?
It started in Cali. So my entrepreneurship journey really started at age 14. And I'll say that because at age 14, I started doing door-to-door sales. And that was really me challenging myself to push myself out of my comfort zone and also work on my communication skills, because I hated talking to people.
Yeah.
So again, I wanted to challenge myself, and I had some struggle at first, but I quickly became one of the top sales reps there, and I grew a passion for sales. And again, I held on to that passion. I stopped doing that for a while. I focused on sports, but I joined network marketing at 17, and that was really an introduction to the business world now. So in network marketing, I surrounded myself around people that wanted to better themselves, and I never really had that before. But also, a lot of people in network marketing, majority of the people don't really make money like that. So
for sure.
they were also kind of still in the rat race. But again, that just put me in a whole different mindset of wanting me to better myself as well. Gotcha. So that was the introduction. And yeah, it all happened in Cali.
Nah, for sure. Starting off in sales, that's a big superpower advantage, would you say? Like, because like sales is the foundation of all business. Without sales, you can't make any money. So would you say sales was super, like, that carried you a lot throughout your entrepreneurship journey?
Absolutely. I think sales is everything. You got to know how to sell your product, right? And definitely. Even marketing in general, that's the other aspect that's very important.
For sure. For sure. So door to door, was that kind of brutal?
It was, man. I mean, the craziest thing I saw, one of my buddies, he got chased down with a guy with a gun. So
that's crazy.
it was crazy. But again, it was a way to challenge myself, put myself around random people, and like really just work on my conversation skills. So gotcha. I feel like, again, if you have a fear, you have to face it. And I really wanted to challenge myself to do that.
Was you like an introvert growing up a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I call myself a selective extrovert. Like, I'm an introverted guy, but I am extroverted when I need to be, which is typically like every day. Because again, like I'm being extroverted right now talking to you, or I sound extroverted on the phones when I'm closing deals. Yeah. But I'm really an introvert. Like I'd rather just be by myself, just chilling, not talking to anybody. But again, you have to be extroverted as well to be successful.
For sure. When you, like for my introverts that's watching this podcast that's trying to be an entrepreneur, what could you give them to help them break past that shell, if anything?
Man, just challenge yourself, right? Like one thing that I learned in network marketing too, when I was first getting started, is just in-person cold approach. So again, I was scared to talk to people. Like I didn't want to do it. Two, again, I was nervous. So I just had to push myself out of my comfort zone. So one, I did that with door-to-door sales, but two, the way I did that with network marketing was I would just go up to random people and just start with, hey, I like your shoes. You know, where'd you get them? And I just did that so many times where then I challenged myself, all right, let's push it to the next level. Like continue the conversation as much as you can, to the point where I just continued long conversations with random people and I could hold a conversation with anybody.
No, that's solid. That's actually a solid strategy, because when you get past that fear of like, because that's literally cold sales, like a cold call. Like, hey, I like this, like you said, like that's actually a solid gem. That's actually a solid gem, because me, myself, when I started in real estate, I remember my dad vividly, like I was making calls in front of him. He was like, Jalen, you suck. Like that was just the real. And I did, but I didn't let that deter me. I didn't let that, get me demotivated. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do this. I know if I do this for the next year, I'm going to be cold. And that's what happened. So I tell a lot of people, just like you said, push past it and just put in the reps. Like, okay, we got to think of this like a professional sport, like basketball. Stephen Curry wasn't the best shooter when he first started. LeBron wasn't doing what he was doing. It took reps after reps after reps after reps. So anybody that's watching this podcast, like you have to put in the reps to be successful, or, just stay on the sideline, stay on the bench and watch the winners win.
Exactly. Repetitions is everything, because then eventually it will become second nature. Like you'll mess up as you go along, like that's inevitable. But again, the more you do it, the more you become used to it.
No, definitely. So when you, after door-to-door network marketing, was it Forex MLM? Or
I started doing Forex trading at 18, and I was flipping small accounts at that time. So, I had $1,000 making $500 in a day, $1,000 in a day, risking all my capital. So, I did that on a small scale, but I actually joined another network marketing opportunity at 18.
Okay.
And that was really my breaking point to success. So I just happened to know the right person, and it was proper timing. So one of my buddies, he knew a couple that was one of the top 50 money earners of all time in network marketing. Jeez. And so I got lucky, man. I got lucky. I just knew that if I followed their guidance, because I had the opportunity to work with them directly. Okay. They were on Celebrity Apprentice several times with Donald Trump. Again, top 50 money earners. Like solidified. Again, they were on newspapers and magazines and everything, so verified. So again, I knew that if I could follow a successful person's guidance and just really implement what they taught me, even if I made a percentage of what they made, like I'd still change my life completely. So I took advantage of the opportunity, and that's one thing that's important that I see a lot of people don't do is they see an opportunity and they don't take advantage of it because they're scared, right? And so I feel like it's very important to take advantage of good opportunities, and not every opportunity is good, obviously, but you have to evaluate it. Like I really evaluated this and said, hey, this is a 9-figure couple. They're verified. Like I have to do this, right? It makes sense because again, they're proven to be successful. And so that made sense. And so I took it and ran with it. I made my first 6 figures at 18, and that's really where my success started.
That's solid. And to your point, I feel like when pursuing an opportunity, it's two sides of the coin, faith or fear. You either go have faith that the opportunity is going to work, or it's going to work on you for the next opportunity that's go work, or you're going to have fear and be scared and not conquer the opportunity. So I feel like you have to pick, but faith is always the best thing to go. And while we're on that, in terms of the 9-figure network marketing couple, what kind of gems did you learn from them, if anything? Because I know being around like high level people, I've always got something like, oh, I'm going to take that and write that down and keep that for life. Did you get anything like that?
It was really just like the cold approach that I mentioned.
Okay.
And it wasn't any like specific, it was mainly like network marketing gems. I really learned other stuff on my own. Like, for example, the real reason I grew there was tap rooting, so tapping into people's networks and stuff. So I guess that's one thing that they also taught me was like, if you want to launch a business, like let's say you don't have much money to spend on marketing, you have to get creative, right? So it's like, let's say I refer Jalen to this business. Well, if I don't have any marketing dollars to refer more people, I'm going to tap into whoever Jalen knows. And hey, Jalen, who do you know that might need this product, right? And then we start tapping into his network and then tapping into their network. And it's like, it just becomes an endless network of, again, just warm market leads. So that's one gem that I learned through network marketing. A lot of people, even my mentor knows that as well, my current mentor. So yeah, that's a gem as well. Like, if you don't have money to spend on marketing, again, use your resources that you do have.
Absolutely. One thing growing up, my dad always told me was, it's not what you know, but it's who you know.
Exactly.
And who they know. Exactly. So that's one thing. I didn't understand that at first until I got into business and realized it's just a relationship game. And that money is just a certificate of value. If I give you $100 bill, you know that I had to add value to somebody to get that $100 bill. So if I had to add value to somebody, I had to have a relationship or some type of co-relationship or something. So I think when people just think of the game like that, like I think that people overcomplicate money. Like, oh, how am I gonna get this bag? Just think about how can you add more and more value to more and more people, and that's how you get the money.
100%.
For sure. So you you made 6 figures at 18 in network marketing.
Yeah, and then I spent it all. Again, not having money before, because I saw kind of like the layout of your questions and stuff. So not having money before, I never really got taught on how to invest properly, right? Like I feel like our people, being minorities and stuff, or just in general, our communities, like we never get taught on how to invest or anything about finances in general. Absolutely. So again, I feel like because I didn't get taught that and I didn't know what to do with it, I just went out and spent it, and I never made that type of money. I went to the clubs, trips, private jets, made really bad investments that I put myself in tens of thousands in debt. And, I was living off of my savings at that time. So being in that position, I was literally dead broke right after that.
No, definitely. How did you made 6 figures, you blew it. How did you bounce back from that?
Brother, it was really holding myself back and holding onto my own ego, because I had to realize, like, okay, cool, I'm in this position. I have to get myself out of it. So what do I do? And so I had to go on YouTube, just find opportunities of how to make money with having no money, right?
Yeah.
And I found real estate wholesaling. So I found a guy, Hispanic male, multi-millionaire, and I wanted to be just like him. And that's our common mentor as well.
Definitely.
And so I started learning real estate wholesaling and tried it on my own. Didn't really do well. And then I saw he had a mentorship at that time. And I honestly, I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the credit lines to afford it either. My credit was terrible. But I knew the value of it. Again, the value of having a great mentor. I already had great mentors that, again, having a great mentor could just lead you to success a lot quicker. But again, I wasn't in the position to do that. So what I did was I found another guy who was a proven mentor as well, was a millionaire in wholesaling, and he was charging less. So I literally saved up as much as I could. I held my ego. I went to doing moving jobs. So I started a job doing moving for a moving company and started charging Lime scooters. I'm sure you've heard of those, like those scooters that you see on the street.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
just making side money on that. Saved up as much as I could. Literally, some days I'd even go starving, bro, because like I just wanted to save as much as I could. I had to keep up with bills. So I did as much as I could to reinvest back into myself, reinvest into that mentorship, because I knew that if I invested that money into that mentor, it would change my life. So did that, and boom, I invested into the mentorship, and it just blew up from there.
No, definitely. That's a fire mindset in terms of just like the stay down mindset. Like, how do you, or what would you tell people, like if they in that phase, like if they in that stay down phase, what could you give them to like get through that?
I'd say this is like, you either invest the money into a proven mentor who can really guide you in the right direction, or you don't invest the money and you'll be stuck in the same position. It's like you got to do something about your situation to change it. And if you keep following the same routine that you're doing every day, go to work, go back to sleep, go to work, go back to sleep every single day, and you don't add something additional to that, which is learning a new skill set, like you're always going to be stuck in that same routine. So that's what I did. I'm like, hey, if I don't invest this money into this mentor who could teach me another skill set and really guide me, my life's never going to change. So I have to do it. Like, I can't afford not to do it. Even though I'm broke, I can't afford not to do it. So I have to find a way to get the money.
Absolutely. Somebody said one time, when I changed my mindset to I have to instead of I want to, that's when everything changed for them. So I think like what you just said, like when you like shift that perspective, like I have to do it and I have to change my habits, and it's gonna blow up, because a lot of people don't want to invest in mentorship, but it's like that one mentorship could turn you up for life.
Oh, absolutely.
Was it one, like a couple mentorships just turned you up?
Yeah. So that was, again, having the right mentors and network marketing. I mean, that got me to six figures. Multi six figures was my mentor in real estate wholesaling. My first month working with him, I made $25,000. I hit a $40,000 month in wholesaling as well. And consistently, I was doing about $15K a month in wholesaling. And then came my now mentor as well. Now he's my business partner as well. That was just crazy. That blew up overnight. Like once he took me under his wing, I went from 10 to 15K a month to literally my first weekend with him made $300K. My first 45 days with him made $1 million. That first year made $10 million. It was insane. But again, that's the value of having a right mentor, having somebody that knows what to do, what steps not to do. And again, you avoid a lot of mistakes versus, again, not having that mentor. You're going to make a lot of costly mistakes that'll also take you a lot longer to get to where you want to be.
For sure. You go take the stairs or the elevator. I want to take the elevator every time. So when you kind of linked up with him, tell me about that. Like, did you like move to another state, or like tell me about that whole process?
Yeah, so he really came at the right time, and I've skipped a couple things, but when he found me and when he really took me under his wing, like I was just praying for that opportunity, because I was in a really dark place in my life at that time. And he just saw everything I was going through, and I had also proven myself to him, my loyalty to him, and so he really respected that. And he's like, dude, like I know your situation. I'm going to make sure that never happens to you again. So it was kind of like brotherly love. Like he took me in as a little brother, took me under his wing, and just turned me up overnight. And yeah, at some point throughout that course, like once we had already made money together, he's like, dude, come out to Florida And yeah, I ended up moving to Miami just to really scale even further.
Nah, that's solid. I know we skipped a couple things. I want to make sure I get your whole story. So before then, kind of what are a few kind of things you skipped? I want to make sure everybody get that full
Yeah, I
story.
think the most important thing I skipped was
Okay.
just how my relationship with God really started. So, after I had lost everything in network marketing, got myself into a lot of debt, even before I got into wholesaling, I really found God. So, I was in a very dark place at that time as well. Again, tens of thousands in debt. Had just broke up with my girl at that time. My buddies that live with me in my apartment completely abandoned me, left me with the lease. And again, at that time, I was dead broke. So having to pay like almost $3,000 a month was a lot for me at that time. So my buddies just bailing on me was like, it really put my back against the wall. All right.
Definitely.
I had gotten robbed as well. My car, I crashed it. So a lot of things just started happening back to back that I really had to sit back and think like, yo, why is this happening to me? Like, right. I really questioned life. And so I literally started looking up like, what is the purpose of life? Right. And
Yeah.
I came across like Christianity videos on YouTube and started listening to pastor sermons, and I really resonated to them, and I felt like they were really speaking to me at that time. So that's kind of how my journey with God started. And then he brought me my mentors, and it led up from there, right? And everything that I've ever prayed for, it's came true. Everything that I've ever asked God for, it's came true. But in order for that to happen, I had to honor him, right? So I would always honor him. I'd always stay true to my word to him. And again, that's why he blessed me.
No, absolutely. And one thing I like to say, your breakthrough always comes before, well, after the breakdown. So your breakthrough comes after the breakdown. When you feel like everything is over, you're back against the wall, when you feel like you lost it all, that's shortly after. Or not even shortly, it might take time, it might take a season, but that season afterwards is your turn up season. Because God had to prepare you for what he already had prepared for you. So that's a common thing I see when I interview entrepreneurs is like the turn up happens when they think everything is over. And even in my story, it's like, and I just thank God and and how God works. He works through pain. I don't think people understand that.
Right.
So for example, like me, like I just got over a weed addiction. So I asked God, like, Lord, please take this weed addiction away from me. How he took it was every time I smoked, I got sick. So when I was smoking, got sick, and I didn't really catch on, like, oh, it's just a little flu. Let me just get over this. Like I wasn't thinking I wasn't looking like, okay, this is my way out. Mm-hmm. Like God always provides a way of escape when temptation is there. That was my way of escape. But I'm like, oh, let me keep smoking. This ain't nothing. I'm gonna be back in 3 days. So every time I kept smoking, sick. And it was so intense. My last time smoking was so intense that I was like, I never want to do this again.
It's crazy.
But again, it was through pain because I'm thinking like God just go wake me up one day and be like, oh, well, yeah. Well, that urge is gone, but it was through that pain. And it's funny how God worked. Like even if you look in the story of the Bible, Joseph, when his brothers threw him in a pit, then he went to Potiphar's house and got lied on. Then he went to prison and interpreted dreams, and they forgot about him. It was like through pain. Every story in the Bible, Job, pain, right? So I think when people understand that God works his purpose through pain, then the pain, you could have a different perspective on it.
Right.
Right. So that's one thing that I've learned in my journey. Like, and I'm just thankful that he worked like that, even though it's hard. Because would you say like that whole period like was super hard for you?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I've always thought that when it rains, it pours. And that's what I tell people is like, it works both ways. Like, yes, you're going to go through all this bad stuff right now, but he is molding you and helping you become the person that you need to be in order that when you see success, you're able to retain it.
Absolutely. For sure. So when you lost it all, your friends bailed on you. Like, did you think those were your partners at that time? Like, you thought that was your guys, or?
Nah, man. I mean, I haven't talked to them since,
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought they were my guys at that time, but again, when they bailed on me, I'm like, damn. Like, I definitely not my buddies.
Nah, for sure. The reason I was asking that because it's like That's another thing, a common thing I see. God remove a lot of people that you thought was in your corner, but you're like, nah, let me go ahead. They can't come up. They can't come up with you. They
Right.
can't. I can't take them with you on this journey.
Right.
I can't take you to these new mountaintops.
Yeah.
So do you feel like he kind of removed some people out
No,
your life?
absolutely. I mean, one of my biggest mistakes also, like coming up, was I wanted everybody to be successful with me, right? I tried bringing a lot of people with me, but again, nobody believed in me. And, at first I had a hard time thinking about that. And a lot of people do too. It's like they don't, they hold themselves back because they realize like their friends don't want to do things with them or nobody believes in them. But at the end of the day, it's like they don't pay my bills. They have nothing to do with my own success. So just got to let that go. And like, if you really want your friends to be successful, you have to lead from the front and become that person who becomes successful, and then they'll see that, right? And then eventually they'll join on. But at the end of the day, you could also just forget about that. And like, if they want to become successful, great, let them figure it out.
No, definitely, definitely. So I also heard you say, in your journey, like with your mentor, you had to pretty much like, because you had to pretty much like prove yourself from a standpoint of like, okay, I could take him with me. How would you, or what could you tell people like, if they signed up for a mentorship and spend money, how could they first capitalize and maximize the opportunity on the money they spent, and two, like grow with that mentor? What gems could you get now?
So with a mentor that took me under his wing, I actually didn't have to pay him anything. Like I said, it was just me proving myself, like through my work ethic, because I had been praying for an opportunity where I could get back into Forex and network marketing. And for some reason, again, I was scrolling through IG, and this person that I had also been hoping to be my mentor one day, because that's the guy that I originally saw doing real estate wholesaling, who I mentioned earlier. And it was just a calling from God, and it was an answer to my prayers, where this same guy was releasing a Forex network marketing company. It was crazy. So that's why I say, like, everything that I've ever prayed for, because I've honored God, has come into reality. So it was literally an answer to my prayers. And so, again, I took that opportunity and ran with it again. And I was able to prove myself there through my work ethic, everything I was doing, and my loyalty as well, because at some point his company did take a turn and everybody completely turned their backs on him. But I was that one person that stayed loyal. So just loyalty is everything, and also your work ethic is everything. And I feel like people will value that.
No, that's solid. So when you talk about honoring God, how can people honor God?
How can people honor God? I feel like just don't do things that are wrong. For example, read the Bible. Don't go out there and do dumb things, right? Don't go out there and rob people. Don't go out there and, mess with. There's a lot of things I could say, but I don't know if I can mention them here. But again, it's just like, just don't do things that are wrong or morally incorrect. Right? And just, I'd say, go to church more and really connect with the Word a lot more, and you'll figure that out.
No, absolutely. I think one thing that I've learned on my journey is a lot of people want to connect with Jehovah Jireh, God provider, but don't want to connect with Lord Adonai, the ruler God, like Lord God, right? So a lot of people want the benefits, but don't want the stewardship, the obedience part. So I feel like that's one thing that I've seen, and even I'm trying to grow with, because I'm not perfect, is a lot of people want the benefits, but it's like, will you stay with God in a Motel 6 and stay with him in the Four Seasons? Like, will you honor God and be obedient in the ups in life and the downs in life? Right. So that's one thing I've seen. Like, again, Jehovah Jireh, provider, Lord, and Lord Adonai, Lord God. You have to first be obedient, because if you're not obedient, then you looking at God as like a casino or like a slot machine where you could just press and and God don't work like that.
It's like, yo, I'm just gonna pray, you're gonna make my dreams a reality, but when I'm up, I ain't even gonna talk to you.
Facts. I'm not gonna honor you. I'm not gonna talk about you. I'm not gonna give you the glory. I'm not gonna do all those things, because like that's what God had to humble me before in my journey. Like, when I first got started, I was honoring God, giving him all the glory, and I seen when I got real up, I stopped doing certain things that I was doing. Stopped tithing, giving, stopped giving him the glory, because at the end of the day, he give us success for his glory. Everything is for his glory. That's why we're made, for his glory. And I stopped doing it, and he took it away from me for that reason, and he had to humble me, and he had to prepare me. But that's one thing I said, like when I'm back up, like I will give him all the glory. And I'm glad that you came on the podcast honoring him, because that's what I'm trying to push, like kingdom man, that honor God, that get this bag, understand that like we representing God the right way. A lot of people think because I'm Christian I got to live in lack. That's not true. God is an abundant God, so I refuse to misrepresent him in the marketplace. And he's an abundant God, and I'm living in lack. I'm misrepresenting him, right? You do have seasons where you go through stuff, right? But that's kind of what I was saying on that, like honoring God and stuff like that.
Well, going back to what you mentioned, like you were up, you had everything, right? And then you lost everything because you realized that you were not honoring him, right? So God will test you. He will give you everything that you've prayed for and test you to see how you do with that, right? And if you're not honoring him, you start dishonoring him or forget about him, he'll humble you, right? And that happened to me several times as well. So I realized that really I just have to stay locked in with him and really glorify his name in everything that I do. So that's really why I want to do this as well. I don't really have to do what I'm doing right now, but that's really why I want to give back and really help change lives and, get people closer to God, but also help them in the other aspects that my mentor taught me, where, again, I have to change my life physically as well, become disciplined, and also financially. So I'm really just trying to help change more lives.
Solid. So the physical aspect of success, touch on that. Like, how did that help you in success?
Man, it's just when you become physically fit, you get a lot more discipline in every aspect of your life. So you start taking business more seriously. Like, I came to the point where I had to start tracking my calories down to the T, weighing my food. I had to buy a weight scale, take it all over with me. I have an app that tracks all my macros too. So it's like when you're that disciplined, that starts bleeding into like business. So then you become more disciplined in business, and it's just going to help you in overall success.
No, that's solid. Yeah, that's a gem, because I feel like a lot of people neglect that. And then let's say you get the bag and you're not physically fit, or you neglect your health. What is that money? Like, if somebody gave you an opportunity to get $10 million, but you got 6 months to live, everybody's going to deny that offer.
Right.
So it's like all this money stuff cool, but like if you ain't on your health, then it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Right. And yeah, when we met each other, we weren't the healthiest guys either, right? So, but again, ever since, our life has completely changed because we took our health serious.
No, definitely. Let's touch on that though, like becoming the person, because we met like 2023 or 2024.
2023.
Yeah, like like you said, we wasn't like fit. Like I was fat. I know I was fat. So like, what for me, like, well, let me ask you, what clicked for you? Like, okay, I gotta nip this in the bud. Like, I gotta get my physique right. I gotta start tracking. I gotta take this serious. What kind of click? Like, what was it?
It was really just having masculine accountability. Like, again, my mentor just on my neck, letting me know, hey, man, you're fat. Just like, hey, man, you're fat. Or also thinking, like, I have a son. So it's like, who do I want my son to look up to? Like, do I want my son to look at me and be like, oh, my dad's just fat and, like, he doesn't take life seriously? Yeah. And so, like, I really had to become that example for him as well. So he has a strong father figure to look up to. So that having that masculine accountability, and also thinking about the person I need to become because I want to be that hero for my son, that's really what pushed me to taking life seriously in the physical aspect and also everything else.
Oh, that's solid. How important is that, having people around you that'll get on your ass? Like, how important is that, bro?
It really is important, especially if you've never really had that guidance before. So having somebody that can push you to get to that next level, again, holding you accountable, I feel like is very important, even just starting off. Again, my mentor, I really owe everything to him, to be honest, because, again, he really stayed on top of me a lot. I was very undisciplined, and now I was able to just take what he's taught me and run with it.
Nah, for sure. One thing I heard Myron Golden say is, don't hurt my future trying to protect my feelings. Like, hurt my feelings to protect my future. And like, with my circle, I'm really aware now of how they operate when I say certain things. Because if you're trying to protect my feelings, I need you out of my circle ASAP because you're hurting my future. And I would rather you hurt my feelings so my future can be successful, so I can become all that I need to be versus I tell you something and you like I used to have a friend. They used to swear I wasn't fat. Bro, I'm looking at pictures. I'm like, why are you lying to me? Like, versus like, I need somebody to tell me, like, bro, you looking terrible. Like, bro, get your ass in that gym. This ain't how it's gonna be. Like, and like, I got partners now that has come into my circle recently that's honestly not the fittest, and I be on their ass. And it's like, bro, you come to work out with me today, and literally like 2 days ago, he was like, I'm not trying to do leg day because leg day always the hardest. And I'm like, bro, nah, don't. You ain't trying to be great. You don't want it bad enough, bro. Like, I'm on your ass. Because if you be like, bro, you too hard, get out of my circle, bro. You ain't built for the type of person I am because I need dogs. I need, like you said, that masculinity, that dog energy. Or just go find somebody else who ain't gonna do leg day, who ain't gonna work out, who gonna be like, oh, I ain't trying to do legs. Okay, cool. Like, so that's one thing I've seen. Like, that's so super important.
Right, yeah, you don't need yes men around you because, like you said, I mean, they're going to tell you look fit when you don't look fit at all. You could be the unfittest person. And it really took me a while to catch on to that as well because at first, like, you know, obviously my mentor being kind of hard on me, like, because I never had that kind of accountability, I did take it the wrong way. I'm like, damn, like, this guy's just offending me, you know?
Yeah.
But until I realized, like, no, he's doing this because he actually cares about me. That's really when, again, like, I realized, like, wow, like, I've had yes men around me my whole life. I've never had this kind of accountability. This guy really cares about me. So if you have somebody that's telling you to get fit or this or that, like, just know that they might really, truly have those intentions of wanting to see you do great.
No, definitely. So we went over a lot of, like, things in which, like, the hard part. Let's talk about, the lit part. I be seeing, on the ground with the diamonds, living a good life, like in the Rolls Royce and the penthouses, bro. Like, how's that feeling, like being at that level, like making 7, 8 figures? Like, how is it to actually live that life?
It's a blessing, man. And I think about when I started and like wanting this type of lifestyle. It's truly a blessing every single day. Again, I wake up, I journal. I still follow the same routine that got me there as well. So nothing has changed. But again, just knowing that I'm blessed and knowing that now I have to help other people get there as well.
What make you want to help people? You ain't got to.
Again,
You drove 4 hours to be here on last minute, like off of just. And I'm like, dang, like he really, like, I can see the passion. Like, what make you want to do that when you don't got to do that?
Yeah, again, it's just really wanting to give back, right? Every single day that I wake up, like I said, I journal. And one thing that I promise God every single day is that I will help him change lives. I will help him impact more people. And I really just have to put myself out there in order to do that, right? I'm not going to do that being silent. So I really wanted to be here today because, again, like, whoever this message goes out to, hopefully it can help impact their life in some sort of way, or they see me, they reach out to me and seek guidance. Like, I'm here for that, right? And so, again, like I said, I journal every single day, and that's really why I'm doing it, because that's the reason he's also blessing me, right? I'm helping him change lives. I'm helping people get closer to him. So, therefore, that's why I still see success. And even if I didn't see success, cool. I know that I'm living in God's purpose.
No, definitely. So after when you moved to Miami, what business were you in at that point? When you first moved, when you say like you made $300,000 in one weekend, what business vehicle got you there?
Forex automation.
Okay.
Yeah, Forex automation. So we had a trading algorithm and we were just selling service, automated service to people.
That's solid. Do you recommend that business now? Like, is that still a good?
Yeah, we still have our algorithm. It still
Okay.
performs about 8% a month on average return on people's capital. It's great, but obviously I don't recommend people put all their eggs in one basket, right? Because, I mean, you're a trader as well. You know that not everything can go well in the market sometimes, right? So you have to diversify your portfolio.
No, definitely. And that's a big thing with like business, like diversification and being fluid. I know, Raph kind of told me that because at first I was just on, real estate got to work, like it got to be real estate. But now it's like, really can be not anything. I know like I do Forex, I do real estate, and I do mentorship. But I feel like a lot of people that I know like just think this one business have to work. I said I'm gonna do this. I gotta make it happen. But you missing M's like you, because it could be one opportunity you can make 100 M's like in 1 year. But you so focused on this one business. So like you think fluidity in business is super important.
Absolutely. I think that, like I mentioned earlier, like you have to be open to opportunities because, like, one thing that I realized is like a lot of people are poor. They pass over opportunities repeatedly, right? And so you pass enough opportunities, like you missed some opportunities that could have changed your life completely. So you always have to keep an open mind, but obviously evaluate the opportunity to make sure that it makes sense for you. And as long as it makes logical sense, dude, I'm always going to take advantage of a good opportunity. So, but I understand what you're saying. It's like sometimes you just want to be locked in on a certain business model and make it work. But
Yeah.
once you see that you've done all you could, you've done your best to make it work, and it's not going as planned, like you got to start looking elsewhere, bro.
Facts. Cause like when me, like 100K months, like was my ceiling, like, and I risked everything and lost everything trying to go to, 100K a month to a quarter mil a month to 500K a month, like, because it was just the wrong vehicle, like it was just the wrong business. And like that's when I really learned, like, really probably like I would say 40-50% of your success is just being in the right place at the right time. Like that's what I've learned. Like when I first started popping in real estate wholesaling, it's because it was 2020, 2021, interest rates at 1%, 2%, 3%, and every like the market is so active. They lower interest rates to up um, activity in the market, and that's when I was really going crazy. But I realized like I was just in the right place at the right time, and I was doing this at like 17, 18, 19, and I thought it was me. It was me, quote
Right.
unquote.
Put it
But
in the work.
yeah, I put in the work, but it was also half the battle was I'm in the exact right place at the right time because right now the real estate market is active. Like I just closed a 6-figure deal on one deal last month, but it's like it's totally different than when it was like again 2020, 2021. So fluidity is like one thing you and Raph really taught me. Like you got to be fluid, or you go stay at that same level.
Right, and
Honestly.
that's how, again, we've made most of the money as well. Like I look at the way he thinks, and he always catches things early, like before it becomes a huge trend. So, for example, the forex automation thing with AI, like AI just recently became a big thing, but 3 years ago, like it wasn't really a big thing at all. But we just caught the trend early. That's why we made as much money as we did there.
Yeah.
Then we did ERC as well. That was huge at that time, took that opportunity and ran with it as well. Again, that company generated tens of millions of dollars within only a few months. And
Jeez.
again, then, what we're doing now. So it's just really, like you said, fluidity, keeping an open mind and just catching the right opportunities at the right time.
Solid. So what's the play right now? What's the opportunity?
Man, we're heavily focused on insurance, so life insurance, because there's a lot of changes that have gone on in the past couple of years, and a lot of life insurance carriers are just now catching up to date with that. So a couple of years ago, when life insurance, you had to go in person to do your appointments in person and close people in person. Now you're able to do it completely virtually. You can work in any state as well. So you can literally be here in Texas, but be closing deals in North Carolina, California, wherever you are. You don't have to do it in person anymore. And so a lot of the insurance carriers are now catching on to that technology for people to be able to take advantage of that.
Oh, so pretty much the game just changed from like in person to virtual.
Yeah, exactly. It's like real estate. It's like a lot
Yeah.
of people were stuck. They couldn't scale it because they were only focused on one specific city or one specific state. But when they realized they could scale virtually into other states, that's really when their business blew up. It's the same thing here.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. So with the play with life insurance, like just for the audience, if they trying to get into that business, like how do you get like the money part of it? Like, how does the money part of life insurance work?
Yeah, so the insurance carriers will advance commissions several months ahead of time. So,
Okay.
some carriers will do it 9 months, some 12 months. So, whatever somebody's paying monthly, like let's say somebody buys a policy for $100 a month, they'll advance that 9 months ahead of time. So, that'll be $900, and then you get paid whatever commission rate you're at with that brokerage that you're with. So, I mean, it's like basically a loan ahead of time And it's like making high ticket commissions, but you're selling low ticket products. Because again, with high ticket, typically you're getting paid 10% if you're a high ticket closer, which I know you've seen that everywhere online. So again, you get about 10% of whatever deal you're closing. So to make $1,000, you have to close a $10,000 product. Versus here, to make $1,000, you know, let's say somebody pays $150 a month, you get a 9-month advance on that, and then whatever your commission rate, it's like you're potentially able to make $1,000 just for closing a $150 a month policy.
No, that's insane. That's so pretty much it's a whatever you closing monthly, it's a 9x multiple plus commission.
Yeah, whatever you're closing monthly, they advance it 9 months ahead of time, and then your commission rate, whatever that is on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So like I'm seeing y'all already going crazy with it, like on the media. Like, how do y'all get in the industries and just dominate like super quick? Like, what is the behind the scenes with that?
Man, just really dominating the social media aspect and like the affiliate network of it, and just again just finding the right guidance as well. Mentorship is always key, so having the right people that can guide you to really blow the business up, like that's really the right way to move. Like, we don't know the answers to everything, but we find people that do and work with them.
Okay. So the biggest thing with like having rapid success is just having a big ass network.
Big ass network and also the right guidance.
Okay.
And like it goes back to literally what I've repeated several times before. It's like just having the right guidance will lead you to success a lot quicker. So even my mentor that has made over $50 million over the course of his journey, again, he still has mentors that are above him that are guiding him as well.
Got you. So like if somebody trying to tap in with the life insurance with you and like, capture this success, how could they do it?
They would just hit me up on my page at Juan Mancera, message me, let me know. And again, you do have to get licensed. Like, you do have to get a state license, whatever state you're in. And again, then we have leads as well. You get leads and you start dialing. And it's not easy, right? It's like when you were cold calling with wholesaling. Like, I'm sure that wasn't easy, right? Yeah. But it was worth it, right? So you made, like 7 figures with wholesaling, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
It was well worth it, but you had to get through the mud first to get there. And that also, again, if everybody could do it, everybody would be doing it. But that's why there has to be a barrier to entry and why it's not easy.
No, for sure. So y'all giving out leads too?
No,
Okay.
but we give the right system and a proven system that's already generating money. Again, a lot of people are seeing success with it, so we have that proven system that people could just plug and play with.
Gotcha. So you giving them the model, giving them the tool of success, the mentorship, and all that. And they can take it and run with it.
Exactly.
And that's the best way because, like, I'm sure, like, the commission structure is, like, proves that. Because if you was giving them leads and stuff, then the commission will probably reflect that. Like, if I'm spending if I'm, like, doing all your marketing, I'm not going to give you no good percentage.
Exactly, yeah. You'd get far less commission, obviously. But, again, you're paying for your own marketing and stuff. You're just following our system. Like, you're getting a higher commission rate. But again, like, you're seeing that money, it's paying for itself, and again, you definitely see the money in that.
No, definitely. So some more questions I got is like, okay, what's the difference between living in Cali and Florida? Because I feel like it's 2 different kind of vibes.
Right. I mean, Florida is great because you're just always surrounded around success, right? And I feel like it pushes you to another level. Again, going back to that masculine accountability as well for myself. Like, I'm around my mentor every single day. So just having that masculine accountability versus if I was living in Cali, like, I would not have anybody with that type of mindset around me. So just being in Florida or Miami specifically is going to push you to another level for sure, because you're around sharks every single day. You're around money every single day. You see people driving Ferraris, Lambos, and it makes you want to push for greater.
Yeah, so Cali not like that?
There's certain parts of Cali, but it's just old money, And it's like, it's not really the people that personally I feel like I even want to become or be like, right? So versus like in Miami, like, there's a lot of alpha males and stuff, so that's more the type of person I actually want to be like.
No, definitely. And I know the taxes as well is, I don't know if Florida has a state tax, but I know Cali has a crazy state tax.
Bro, my accountant,
No, for sure. I just make the bread. I let them handle that.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But no, man, I think we pretty much wrapping up. Is there anything you want to end off and give the audience?
Man, just take that leap of faith in yourself, right? If you have a dream that you want to accomplish and let's say nobody believes in you, like I said earlier, at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself first of all. You have to believe in God and be faithful in God that He's gonna make it possible. So you have to have real faith in God in order to really get to where you want to be. And as long as you have that, man, nothing is impossible. But you also got to put in the work.
For sure, put in the work. Why do you think people run from the work? Like, why do you think people scared of the work?
I feel like people aren't scared of the work. They're scared of the potential failure that they'll see. So people are scared to fail, and that's why they don't get started, right? And they have to overcome that mindset. So you have to realize that, again, you might fail as you start, but those failures are going to teach you lessons that will help you become the person you need to become successful, right? So again, you just got to move past that failure and realize that that's going to help you get to where you need to be.
No, absolutely. That's a W pod. Hey, if y'all want part 2, we need 15,000 views and 1,000 likes for this episode, and y'all will get part 2. So appreciate you, Juan, bro.
Hey, much love. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's another episode of the All In Pod, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Let's go.